Sounds like me as well. Not in a pool. In a pool of love. Bum, bum, dun, dun, dun. In the name of love.
I love that for us. Giving a special one to the fans at home, 6 o'clock. We are live.
We're actually live?
Yeah, we're actually live right now.
I thought this was a karaoke hour.
Oh, you missed that one. Well, fans at home, there you go. You got a brief bit of Mr. Ira Thor serenading his way into your hearts.
You want to do some Bon Jovi?
No, I have no desire to shatter their heart. No, yeah.
Want to do some volleyball?
We can do some volleyball.
All right, well, our mics apparently work, which was the whole thing we were trying to accomplish. But now that we know we're live, hello, everybody. This is our 4th match on day 1 of event number 3 of the 2022 NVA season. I'm John Bon Ira Thor. This is Nick England, and we have a interesting matchup here as we have the OC Stunners, who are 2-2 on the year. They're 2 losses against the top 2 teams in the NVA, at least standings-wise, in the New Jersey Freedom and, of course, the Texas Tyrants. Colorado Kraken have been surprising the folks right now. They're 2-2 on the year. Better than expected play out of an expansion program that is still trying to feel its way through. So what do you expect today, Nick?
I think the name of the game here, and we've said it all season long, and I'm willing to kind of stand by this one, is serve-receive for the Colorado Kraken. The OC Stunners will punish errors time and time again. They're an aggressive serving team. They're a little light on personnel today, but at the end of the day, they've got the 2 top-rated blocking middle blockers in Nick West and Shane Beamer, but their serving pressure is unparalleled. A relatively error-free team. So the question is, can the side of the Colorado Kraken really whittle down the service pressure? Wow, that was a bad sentence. Can they handle the serving?
It's better than my singing.
Stunners? Yeah, we're in for a treat. You can tell it's 6 p.m. here. We're going to get that one all tidied up for you as we get into it. Let's take a quick look at the rosters on the side of the OC Stunners. Setter is going to be Randy Ramirez in the middle, Shane Beamer and Nick West. On the outside, number 20, Josh Nels. Opposite of him is Joey Jarvis, number 7. Libero wearing white, Dylan Shigikawa, number 25. And on the right side, Jair Santiago, number 15. On the side of the Colorado Kraken, on the right side, we see number 5, Liam Jenkinson. In the middle, number 20, Matt Gaynor. Rowdy Martins taking the hands. Alvaro Hidalgo on the outside. JJ Rosa in the libero. And then number 3, Raul Patel in the outside spot. And finally, their second middle is number 11. I believe that's Dylan Haskell.
You did that so nicely, Nick.
I try. I only spend a little bit of time checking out who all these guys are because we're all about the league and making sure we got some fun volleyball coming your guys' way.
And Rowdy Martin's all about the hairstyle.
Yes, he is.
As he will get us going. The Kraken are 2-2. The OC Stunners, the defending champions, are 2-2. As we are underway, our final match of day number 1. And our director from the first 3 matches of the day, that's Josh Nels, gets the first kill of the day.
He does it on the court, he does it off the court. A alumni of Hope International University, a West Coast NAIA school. A local talent that also does a lot of behind-the-scenes work for the NVA. And today, in Corey Chaver's absence, stepping in to fill that role and answer the call.
Here is Ramirez to serve. That's a slip through. Nels with the pancake and Jarvis with the dump. Waiting for that one was Ramirez, so now Jarvis with the hand. Santiago the roll, and JJ Rosa runs it down.
Triple block.
Blocked back. Rosa again. Up for Patel. And did he get the touch? No. And a side out over to the Stunners.
So far, Stunners playing some very disciplined ball, doing a nice job of controlling the net.
And that is stuffed down, but out of play, and Nick West couldn't believe he couldn't keep that on the court. So here is Alvaro Hidalgo, former member of the Matadors, first year with Colorado. JJ Rosa, the other experienced member of the Colorado Kraken, who played for the Chicago Untouchables a year ago. As they're mostly building a roster this year with guys getting their first NVA cup of coffee. And Patel able to stuff it down.
I'm at a loss. He's the only front row player, or he was the front row outside on the right half of the net. Sees what's happening and just puts up a block and really challenges Jair's roll shot. Well done.
Well done, young man. Go West. And that's Josh Nels putting it away for another stunner side out. Yeah, I was having breakfast this morning while you guys were on the air. I went back to the hotel, had a little breakfast. You know, first chance to ever actually see what the hotel food is like. And I was sitting next to the entire Colorado Kraken during breakfast. We had a chance to talk, and Raul was talking about, you know, how he didn't actually play in college. You know, he played in high school, but, you know, he continued his volleyball career basically, you know, playing in open gyms until this opportunity happened, and he tried out, and his skills were at a level that you don't normally see out of a player without college experience. Certainly a diamond in the rough is Patel.
Wow. Free ball overpass, and the 6'10" opposite is unable to hit that one over the net. That's a tough spot to be in.
Here's the deal today for the Stunners. They don't have the typical pressure with guys on the bench behind them, knowing that if they mess up, that they're in danger of getting pulled. That's the difference with these short benches this weekend. As that is put away.
Alvaro Hidalgo, number 19, someone that has spent the entirety of his season with Kraken being relatively errorless. If I'm not mistaken, he has yet to make a hitting error in a full, in his full Event 2 debut for this squad.
That's Joey Jarvis. Hidalgo's there. Back set. Jenkinson gets stuck by West and Jarvis.
Wow, what a move. Jarvis doing a great job pushing that one back into the court.
Yeah, in the last match, by the way, for the Kraken, just a simply outstanding effort for Hidalgo on May 8th in a victory against Southern Exposure, one that kind of shocked the NVA universe a bit.
Yeah.
Not the fact that they won, but they won fairly easily in 3 sets. But in that match, Nick, Hidalgo had 18 kills without an error, 28 swings. That put an exclamation mark on the difference he's made. And the reason Colorado is 2-2 right now is because of pickups of guys like Hidalgo, who certainly is one of the most improved players in the league.
Haskell just thumped a ball. Rowdy Martin putting that one on a thread all the way out to a 3-ball there. Beautiful execution.
Good serve by Jenkinson. Better pass. And another block. This time it's Patel teaming up in the middle with Haskell. My goodness.
It's a bit of a David and Goliath when you look at the height difference over here. Jair Santiago coming in at 6'10", while Raul Patel coming in at a sterling 5'11", almost a foot difference. That's the second time Raul's gotten him.
And you know what, even at that height, as that is answered by Beamer and put away, yeah, you could say he's got hops. I don't care. You don't have enough hops to make up a foot difference in height.
Yeah, exactly. You couldn't be more right, Ira. I mean, it speaks a lot to the aggression right now. Patel covering up a lot of court.
Simply going to be a matter of who wants this more. It's the last match of the day. Here's Santiago. JJ Rosa is able to eat that one up. They go to Haskell. Santiago lays to keep it alive, but it's into the tape, and Beamer can't save it. Colorado with a healthy 8-5 lead. They go outside to Joey Jarvis. Reach out and stuff someone. Rowdy Martin. A little showtime.
That was a heck of a move. The blocking discipline right now from the Colorado Kraken definitely getting some work done.
And this time Jarvis goes over Martin, sticks it in the back line. Good adjustment by the experienced Canadian Joey Jarvis. He'll go back to serve as the squad down 3. Matt Prosser, the head coach for the OC Stunners. He's had a busy day with 3 matches announced. That is put away by Hidalgo, and now he is coaching duties. Somebody get that man a nap.
A lot of people wearing a lot of hats over here at the NVA, and he's one that wears quite a few himself. Love to see the involvement.
Here's Nels, had to step back for that one. Martin, and he finds Gaynor in the middle to put it away.
Good help there on the outside from Nels to step in, but Gaynor all too ready to capitalize.
As the Chicago native puts away his first kill, his team is up by 5. Surprise early on. Free ball chance here. Right into the midst of Gaynor, but Martin says, not so fast, I'll put it away on 2.
Rowdy Martin, his play style matches his hair. He's got a loud statement up top and loud statement in his game, and that's going to force a timeout from the OC Stunners, down 6-12.
Little smirk out of Matt Prosser. He looked at his team on the court, and he knows he has to get them refocused at this point because, Nick, this is not a team. I know they are missing pieces right now, but this is not a team that's going to, if they continue playing like this, going to be a contender this year. There's too many examples this year of them coming out, yes, with depleted lineups and not showing up.
I'll respectfully disagree. I think that when the Stunners, they're going to make their way into the playoffs. I think given what they've got going for them already, and I think when you insert Corey Chavers, Matt Helling back into this roster. Yeah, when you get
the other guys back. But if they are continually missing, this is your opportunity. When you are the other guys, when you are the reserves and roles, and when they're not coming through, they're supposed to be able to step in these spots, especially against a first-year, franchise like Colorado. Yeah, if they're playing the Las Vegas Ramblers or they're playing the Tyrants or they're playing Team Freedom, I can give you a bit of a pass.
Yep.
And that one is a little too long. Good service run here for Haskell. To me, I mean, obviously Matt's only worked with him now for 2 events. He certainly is going to be the guy, if he's going to get this team refocused, it's him. But there's got to be, to me, there's got to be more of that killer instinct. We haven't seen that from guys who need to show it.
Yeah, definitely the case. A bit of a challenge and gauntlet to throw down for the boys. Shane Beamer with the aggression to start it off, though.
Good location for Alvaro, but Jenkinson wasn't ready for it. Over on 2, and Rosa can't get there. Sneaky Randy Ramirez.
That was such a well-covered, just well-disguised dump. Just sliding that one over with the 2 hands. Didn't do it with any authority, but just the smooth operator that he is. Ramirez, number 27.
Nick is impressed by sneaky dumps.
I love it.
And another kill here by Hidalgo, able to split the block. How's your new puppy doing, Nick?
The little NVA mascot doing his best. Sir Oliver England living his best life at home with my wife right now. Just gnawing away on some milk bones and making sure she's not sleeping a whole lot. So shout out to the wife, keeping me, letting me be here for the weekend.
Hopefully the dog is, not pooping in the house or anything like that.
Oh, it's happening regularly, but I appreciate your concerns.
Pooping in your shoe. Nels, that one is dug up by Martin. Back set by Rosa. Oh, the first error in history by Alvaro Hidalgo.
It's crazy to say, and we're not being facetious. He made it through the entire second event errorless. It was absolutely ridiculous to see how many matches he played without an error.
Well, that's the last time we'll see an error from Hidalgo until 2024. Nick West, in the meantime, shuts down Gaynor with the stuff.
Shows exactly why he's the #1 blocking middle in the league. Stat number 21 there.
So here is Randy Ramirez out of Lee's McRae College. Very, very good Division II program in North Carolina. And that one is missed wide. That's 2 errors. 2024 is here, folks. Alvaro Hidalgo. Well, he's been pretty darn perfect, so we can forgive him for a couple of errors. But that allows the Stunners to draw within 2. And tooling the block is Jenkinson.
The Englishman gets a kill off the side of number 15's hands there, Jair Santiago.
So here is Hidalgo. We'll see if he has more success behind the service line. And a monster first serving. Gainer over on 1. But Shikakawa was waiting for it, and then Santiago unloads.
Return fire. There it is. What a big swing.
Well, here is Josh Nels, the director with the mostest.
Yeah.
Gainer plants that one.
That was great placement. A little quick sneaking that in there on the 1 ball.
And a good flick of the wrist, too, to avoid Nick West. Here's Gainer to serve. Colorado leading by 3 here in game 1 in San Bernardino, as that is too long. I hope everybody's enjoying their Memorial Day weekend wherever they are and that they are safe. Nick West. And nearly a foot fault there. He serves away. Beamer challenging that one. They go back to Beamer, and he puts it away.
The man does it all. Covers his hitters, gets a nice block touch on the overpass, and puts it away.
West goes after Rosa. Interesting strategy there. Patel able to, well, handcuffed Nels there. Looked like he was in the right spot. Just couldn't handle it as the side out goes back to Jenkinson. Still a 2-point lead for Colorado here. And that's too long.
Colorado not afraid to try and put the pressure here on the Stunners, up by just 1 now. 16-15, the Stunners crawling it back into the game.
Both these teams have byes tomorrow, so they will be off on May 29th, and they'll be back in action on the 30th. Kraken will get their first taste of the Las Vegas Ramblers, and then we'll have the Southern California Showdown to end the weekend on Memorial Day when the Stunners take on the LA Blaze, who took a 3-0 loss today to the Las Vegas Ramblers, but 2 of the 3 sets went the distance and then some into overtime, 27-25. So the LA Blaze, even when they go down, will not do it quietly. Jarvis with the tip, draws the Kraken into the net, a blocking error. Gives the side out to Joey Jarvis and company.
Good pass, dumped over.
Martin goes over on 2, and Ramirez returns fire. And so does Martin. A little bit of you can do it, I can do it better. And then Jair Santiago finishes it cross court. And we are tied at 17. The Kraken were once up by 6. Hidalgo doing a good job of tooling the block off Beamer and into the pipe. So the Kraken regain the lead, but the Stunners have at least stabilized what was happening ever since we talked about the guys getting the opportunity to play today who may not normally be in the lineup, having to help shoulder the load. Here's Josh Nels. Patel's there for it. Good set by Martin, but Hidalgo started a little too early on that approach. Here's Santiago. Oh, Patel lays out for it. Martin's there. And then Patel swinging away. And Shane Beamer, a rare misfire.
I want to talk real quick about the recycle that we're seeing from guys like Josh Nels right now. when the set's not there and there's a big block in front of him, doing a nice job tipping into the block and giving his team a chance to cover him and get another offensive opportunity. Critical skill for outside hitters to use so that your big guys like Jair Santiago can unload on the ball like that off the head of Alvaro Hidalgo, the Peruvian, number 19.
Off his head and into the rafters. Santiago, when he gets going, is one of the most scary guys in the league to try to have to go up against. But again, he's been so up and down this year. Can't really point a finger at it either as to why. Because Jair, when he's on, is scary.
Certainly is. Short tape set.
Oh, reach out and stuff someone. Weston Ramirez. And the Stunners tie it again at 19 all.
Man, that was a heck of a block.
And Nick West with a big smile on his face. Well, the Stunners are going to have a chance to repeat this year. He absolutely is going to be one of their showcase guys. As Beamer serves.
Rocket that serve.
Martin goes back to Hidalgo, and he buries it.
Wow. Challenging that high line block, finding that one through the triple, over the hands of Ramirez. Fantastic effort there from number 19.
Here's Nels. Patel cannot. He's eaten up by the attack.
That one catches him a little high and inside. He made some good moves with his feet, but he's got to probably take that one overhand with his, open hands there instead of trying to find a platform.
So Ramirez now a 20-20 third tie we've had in this one. Gainer sticks it through. West Santiago got together a little early there. Gave Gainer just that split second he needed to read.
Yeah, that was a tough misconnection there. Off blocker there. Either Jair's got to get up and block or get off and find the defense.
Too long by Hidalgo, and the score's tied again, 21 all. Double blackjacks on the board. And this is, well, a fourth-point stretch that will decide probably the tenure of the rest of the match. Jenkinson's blocked back. Gainer. He gets the poke, and it will fall in front of a diving Shigekawa. So here is Matt Gainer, the Chicago native. And that's going to sail off of the court, an ace for Gainer. And it's 23-21 Kraken. And Matt Prosser is going to use his second timeout here, try to settle his team down. Stunners did a good job, Nick, of battling back from a 6-point deficit, forgetting about what ailed them. But now Colorado, big ace in a moment where they needed it, and just Nels got caught in a bad spot.
Yeah, I mean, and you hate to see a team battle back from down 6 all for naught if they're not able to figure this out of the timeout right away. I think one of the big things that we're looking at right now is just the small points. Stunners does things so well until they kind of just give a freebie away. And I think that's their goal as a team, is they've just got to find ways to kind of mitigate the amount of times that happens. Because when they're insistent playing their game, they are very, very hard to stop. But I like the side of the Colorado Kraken, a lot of energy, and even when a small mistake gets made, they really emphasize that the train rolls on. They're not waiting for anything to kind of derail that squad, and if they can get an early first set win, that's going to bode quite well for their efforts. And there's that exact thing I was talking about, a little bit of a freebie bailout, miscommunication, and this might be all she wrote for set number 1 here, set 1 point.
Matt Gainer will serve triple set points for the Kraken. Gainer went after Nels again. Santiago extends it at least 1 point with the kill as he picks up his 4th. That is a match high for the Stunners. Hidalgo's got 6 for Colorado to lead all players. Here's Nick West. West has got 3 block points so far. Hasn't been much of a factor in the attack, but he is here on the service line as he unleashes an ace. The first ace for the Stunners here, and that shaves off another set point. Set point number 3. And that is into the antenna, and the Stunners, well, a little stunning to see it happen live. Shave off 3 in a row, and now we're all square again. A 5th tie at 24 all. We will go to extra points. We were waiting for that call to see if there was a block touch before it hit the antenna, but no. Patel with the infraction. Rose is there for the pass. Here's Hidalgo unleashing.
Big swing.
From the Andes. So set point number 4 now. It'll be Liam Jenkinson serving for the Kraken. Joey Jarvis with a useful spot. And we're tied again, 25 all. Very reminiscent of the LA Blaze and the Las Vegas Ramblers. We were tied 25-25 twice in their last match. Here's Jair Santiago. Santiago's waiting for, they look for Jarvis, and he tools the block. No, bounced off the net. And Ramirez tries to go over onto the joust with Patel and Ramirez. And that is blocked back. And finally, it's Rowdy Martin that ends that double broken play rally.
That was a heck of a situation there. A lot of fantastic efforts from both teams, but plain and simple, Colorado Kraken taking every advantage they can. Rowdy Martin getting the wipe off of Joey Jarvis.
So serving for the set, Patel. Jarvis is blocked back. Here's Ramirez, the jump.
There's that recycle once again.
26-26, we will call that play the Ollie. And here's Jarvis to serve. Oh, Shigakawa runs that one down. Patel swings away. Jarvis is there. And a double block. Nels was in an impossible situation there. And Martin and Haskell, well, they were able to shut down any angle he had to look at. 27-26. This is set point number 6, I believe, as Haskell serves, and it lands right in front of Jair Santiago on the line to end game number 1. An ace for the Kraken as they take a 1-0 lead, winning 28-26. We'll take a break, come back for game number 2 live here in Southern California. And we're back here courtside. Game number 2. Let's send it over to the third man on our crew, Noah Chaff, with some insight on Matt Prosser's mood.
Yeah, guys, our good colleague Matt Prosser is not happy right now. He's a bit stunned at what he's seeing, no pun intended. Pun fully intended, honestly. But he's telling his team that they're not getting back defensively, they're not getting set, and their blockers, he's telling them just reach over and press, don't be too high, and close the block because they're leaving too many seams for their defense to cover. And on the Kraken side, scrappy's probably an overused word, but that's what this team is. And they seem confident but not cocky over there. They think they can beat anyone, and they're going to play to prove it, no matter how much they're doubted. Guys?
Well, thanks, Noah. And, well, they're going to have to prove it here because the Stunners want to put themselves in a 2-0 hole on what, well, honestly, you look at the calendar when you're started, and there's a certain match that you look at as wins and losses probably, and this is one they probably had marked down as a definite win, but, well, this is a Colorado Kraken squad that we have seen has come out ready to win this year.
Yeah, I mean, you can't count anybody as a free win in this league, and I think that's bit a couple teams. So they're struggling right now a little bit. See if OC Stunners answer back.
Here's Randy Ramirez. And Hidalgo again doing a good job of tooling the block. That's his 7th kill. Does have the 2 errors, the first 2 that we've ever seen from him in a Colorado uniform. So I would say Jair swinging out of the outside the one time in this rotation, and on the left he was able to find a nice spot there to 2-1 lead for the Stunners. We are live here in San Bernardino. He's Nick England. I'm Ira Thor. No Chast, as you heard from when we were coming back from break, the third member of our crew. And that is an ace for the Stunners, and maybe that will adjust Matt Prosser's mood. We don't like to see an angry Matt.
Nope, but you know, that's the nature of it. I was broadcasting a Ramblers match last, and that's certainly something that comes with the nature of wearing a couple hats.
And that's too deep. This is nice. I'm able to keep my mood in check because, you know, I'm not coaching for anybody. I'm not playing for anybody.
Are you saying that you're a free agent?
Well, no, I wouldn't say free agent. I'm an NVA agent.
Ah.
I will root for good products out on the court and find sideline reports from Noah Chaff. Nick West getting a chance to swing away. Rowdy was there. Tull's going to dump this one to Nels. Nick West goes back. Well, nice to see Nick involved. And he puts away his first kill of the afternoon. He will drop back to serve.
Ira, I was convinced you were a Tyrant bandwagoner.
Well, I was a Tyrant bandwagoner for a while, but, you know, they didn't bring my favorite lib today. And one of my favorite libs. That is an ace as they squeeze that between Hidalgo and one of my other favorite libs in JJ Rosa. And an ace for West. Still think the Tyrants are potentially the team to beat, but that, well, it's going to happen only if they have all their pieces. Have their libero here today. I don't know if they lose to the Freedom 5. Joey Jarvis annihilates the overball. And
Big
it's 6-2. And we talked about that in our pregame show today. You know, when we had our, and we're giving everybody a little insight here, before we come out to California, or for those who live in California, drive over to the Pierce Sports Center, Nick, Matt, myself, and Noah actually have a conversation, a pre-tournament meeting where we talk about what we're doing, who's announcing what matches, who's covering what, and, you know, our potential picks. And I think, you know, at least from my vantage point, I thought that was a Tyrant win if they had all their pieces. There's questions whether Jake Langlois was going to be available and whether Jose Malero was going to be available. Langlois ends up having a great effort today.
Yeah.
But without Malero, you know, for a while there, Freedom was able to capitalize, and that's what good teams do. And Freedom, quite frankly, was a little light on the bench as well. They were without any depth on any of the pins, and with only one backup on the outside, or in the middle, I should say. So, yeah, Malera made a big difference, but Freedom won with the guys that they did bring with them. And we talked about that was our marquee match of the day, Nick, and it ended up being that.
Yeah, and that's the big part of it, right? You know, everyone's just like every other sport. There's days you're going to have injured players, players not available, and you've got to be able to manage the squad you've got and make it work for you.
Well, it goes up to that next man-up approach, and that's what we'd like to see out of the Stunners, knowing that they have pieces of the first and second team today. Patel looks at his options, and he goes too deep. And the Stunners pulling away here in game number 2. It's 9-3. Had to see an answer out of them that you were going to be satisfied with if you're a Stunner fan, and so far you've gotten it. As it is a 6-point lead for Jair Santiago. Goes after Rosa. And Patel able to collect it off the net after the block back from Beamer. Oh, they're saying 4 touches. And the point goes over to the Stunners as they're the first to 10. And they do so rather easily, leading by 7. Jair Santiago will be a new dad soon. His wife expecting their first child later this season. And he unleashes an ace down the line. It's the 4th ace for the Stunners by 3 different players. 2 from Nick West, 1 apiece from Nels, and now Santiago, who now has 7 points to lead the way for the Stunners in this match. Another big serve. Here's Patel with the roll. Oh, and a useful spot. Oh, campfire action.
A little bit of a miscommunication there between Nels and Shigikawa, who's going to take that one. A little you go, I go. In the end, no one goes.
Here's Jenkinson. Santiago, too long. And the Kraken within 6, down 11-5 after they survived game 1, 28-26. Jarvis, and he was able to tool the hands for the side out for OC. This match is also being simulcast on our TikTok feed, NVA_USA. No live broadcast there, so you'll just hear Nat's sound. We'd like you to hear better, though, because you get to hear, you know, witty banter between me and Nick and everybody else who comes out to play.
Yeah, that's what we go for. You know, we like to keep everyone entertained, having a lovely, nice time. And the best part is knowing that at the end of today, we're going to have 2 more full days of action-packed volleyball, 8 more matches.
Well, it's good, because I need some downtime between, you know, another cross-country flight back to the East Coast.
Yeah, right? Whoa,
Beamer, Rosa is there. Patel from the back row. Santiago runs it down. Santiago was not ready for that, just has to dump it over. And that one will fall in front of Ramirez. Useful spot from Haskell.
I like that good recognition there from Patel when he tipped over to Jair Santiago. Good recognition of where there's more of a defensive liability on the court. However, I do have to critique Randy Ramirez back setting to the D-ball. You know, there's no D-ball option there.
Beamer. Haskell reaches out for that one. Hidalgo steps back. All you need is that little hop, and he's able to split between the block. Nels, that's blocked back. Beamer with the poke that forces Colorado into the net. And the point over to the defending champs. Here is a man who wears many hats as well, Shane Beamer, as he looks at his options. Deep jump float too long. Flipping the tape is that one. Ramirez to West, and he dumps it in. And the Stunners leading 14-9. And drop back Ramirez. Two different approaches to coaching this match. Matt Prosser's been on his feet, chirping at his team all match as Gaynor puts it away.
It's funny, you watch Matt Gaynor, number 20, doesn't quite swing with the same authority as Nick West, Shane Beamer on as his counterparts cross the net there. But man, is he scoring effectively right now, doing a nice job kind of painting that line over his shoulder.
Jonathan Dackelson, the head coach for Colorado, has been allowing his team to just play. As that is stuffed back, West with the reaction as he teams with Nels to give the Stunners a 15-10 lead. Nels flips the tape. Martin to Gaynor tries to swat at it. Here's Santiago, and not able to run that one down. And Martin went down hard. Looks like he's okay, but the Kraken find themselves in a 6-point hole. 16-10 as we go to our tactical timeout here in game 2. Come back for more. Back here courtside, Ira Thor, Nick England, Colorado OC. Stunners, well, they had bounced back nicely after giving away the end of game number 2, or game number 1, I should say, with a couple of aces that they like to have back. Martin sets up Hidalgo for destruction. Oh,
wow.
my.
Great connection there from Rowdy Martin, flings that one back, giving Alvaro Hidalgo a one-on-one. The Peruvian from the national team doing a fantastic job, closing all the way to the ball.
And that's too long.
Unfortunately misses the serve, following it up.
As Nick West looking for a third ace, left that one short. But I like the aggressiveness out of Nick. There's bad serves where you're being aggressive and it's not even close, and there's the ones that just miss.
Yeah, that one was one that you can tell that almost trickled. You'd like to see jump serve miss long, not in the net, but it was close.
Beamer gets the result. So side out back to the Stunners. Yeah, but those are the ones you can forgive when it literally in that top fifth of the net.
Yep.
Still a 6-point lead for the Stunners. Here's a Hidalgo from the back row with the blitz.
Still some time here if Colorado's able to string a couple points together, but they're going to have to find some consistency. They're having little moments of brilliance followed by kind of little lapses. So it's, challenges in their court, but the OC Stunners very much feel in control of this with a 5-point lead.
They go to Jarvis. This one is into the bathroom. It's live. Now it's not. They're saying that it clipped the side wall. And Patel went as far as you can in this arena without using the facilities. That's a bathroom joke, Nick.
Aren't they all?
Oh, that's what Ollie is all about now.
Yep.
We're going to throw that in as much as we can. Here's Martin behind Patel. He does a nice job adjusting. Beamer gets blocked back, and it falls in. Haskell teaming with Martin for Colorado stuff.
Haskell's, the middles from Colorado Kraken have been kind of a silent killer all season long, doing a nice job contributing consistently. Coupled in with the offensive capabilities from Hidalgo, and the team's got a nice little bit of chemistry developing.
Santiago Patel was right there. Here's Alvaro Hidalgo. Is that 3? A hat trick of errors?
If not more. Surprisingly, he came in. Now that's not to say that he shouldn't be making errors. That's part of the game. It was
more of a joking compliment.
Yeah, it was more that we were blown away by the fact that he made it through 2 full matches errorless as an outside hitter. That's insanity.
Yeah. We've been more impressed with his contributions to Colorado. That when he shows he's human once in a while,
yeah,
you notice, you are allowed to be human on the court. As he's able to answer back, sticking it through it. And what you really like to see is guys adjust. So, and a great example is in the Freedom Tyrant match. In the 4th set, Joe Norman got stuffed 3 times in a row.
Yep.
And he just kept asking for the ball and helped carry them to the win. He was the biggest factor down the stretch. As Jair Santiago able to put that one away. But, the same here with Hidalgo. They're not going to win without him being a hot hand. And when you do make a mistake, Nick, just keep swinging.
Absolutely, and it's funny you bring that point up because that can be said for the best players in the league. Brandon Rattray last match had a little bit of a slow start, and then out of nowhere able to, put away 4 or 5 of the last points of the match. Just clutch players make clutch plays, and you just see that across the league. Take your Joe Normans, your Brandon Rattrays, your Corey Chavers, the best of the best know when to step up.
I created a brand new player in our pregame show today when I combined Brandon Rattray and Jordan Hoppe into one player, into Brandon Hoppe.
That's a heck of a player right there.
That's the league MVP right there.
Yeah. Certainly one of the best servers anyone's ever seen.
He can get kills from behind the service line.
Yeah.
Santiago cross court, no touch, side out to Colorado, and they're not going away quietly. Still down 5 here in game 2. We'll see if Rowdy Martin's able to chip away. Running that one down to Shigekawa. Here's Santiago. Rosa got a touch, but that one will sail into our merchandise table. Raul Patel nearly took out our line judge, but he wasn't getting there. With Usain Bolt's speed, he wasn't getting there. Point 23 for the Stunners as Nell serves. And that is blocked out of bounds, so Jenkinson able to tool the block. Side out back to Colorado, hanging around, down 23-18.
Santiago looking for a touch off of Jenkinson after being tooled, but Jenkins says, hey, man, go ahead and challenge. No touch there. No challenge called.
And it's blasted down the line, but wide.
Are you live, guys?
No, sorry, internet. Sorry, internet. So there's a challenge here. We've been informed whether the ball was in or out, so we will have our first challenge of this match. We saw some interesting firsts with challenges earlier today. Going back to that Tyrant Freedom match, the Tyrants challenged a touch and won the challenge, and then New Jersey challenged the challenge whether the ball was in or out, and the ball was actually in. So after the Tyrants won the challenge that there was not a touch at the net, New Jersey challenged the challenge and won the ball was in.
Yeah.
And it was the first we've ever seen here, a little challenge chess.
For anyone that is tuning in that may not have been too well acquainted with the NVA, I'm going to give you the quickest rundown of the league. So we've got 12 teams. This is our 5th year as a league, established in 2017. The teams cover the Orange County Stunners, the LA Blaze, the Inland Empire Matadors, Seattle Sasquatch, Colorado Kraken, Utah Stingers, Las Vegas Ramblers, Dallas Tornadoes, Texas Tyrants, Southern Exposure out of Florida, New Jersey Freedom, and Chicago Untouchables. All 12 squads are going to be represented every weekend during our 6-event season. The first 5 events are the regular season. Event number 6 is our championship weekend. So this is event number 3 you're tuning into live. Plenty more opportunities to see some great volleyball all weekend long. Each event, 3 days with 4 matches apiece. So that's 12 matches per weekend.
And Joey Jarvis says, well, you want to see more volleyball? You're going to have to come back in game 3 as he puts down the overball, and the Stunners able to even this match at 1 set apiece, winning game 2, 25-19. We'll take a break, come back for more. You're watching the Colorado Kraken and the OC Stunners. we're back here courtside. That buzzer means we could talk again as the Stunners, well, they could be leading this match 2-0 after rallying in game one only to see Colorado win 28-26, but that was a dominant performance by the Stunners. That was what I was looking for when I was talking about, how them being up and down and needing to step up without a full roster, and that is what they showed us in game two. Perhaps the Stunners, a little bit of Texas tyrants in them with slow starters in that first set. Texas is notorious for having slow starts in games one. And we'll see if Colorado can find an answer here. As we are ready to begin game three, nearly 7 p.m. out here on the West Coast, 10 p.m. Eastern time. And Joey Jarvis, 10 p.m. in Toronto, Canada, where he is a native. He hits that one too long. Here's Rowdy Martin. And Nick West comes through with a kill. He's nicely caffeinated, side out for the Stunners. And we have some news on the Kraken, an update from our third man. Here's Noah Chast.
Well, Ira, you said the Stunners came alive in that second set, but to the Kraken, Coach Dacklison, it's more that the Kraken fell asleep. He said the Stunners aren't doing anything differently. They're just not getting the balls in serve receive they need to get, taking care of free balls, and executing. So he thinks this Kraken team is well in this game and well in control if they want to be, but they need to clean up things on their end and aren't overwhelmed by what the Stunners are bringing to the table.
That is as honest an update as we can hope for. And that leads to the Colorado side thinking that they can control their own destiny out here.
Yeah, a quick update on that. I'm looking at stat sheet right now across the board at the end of set number 2. Attack percentages for both teams are almost tied, 44% for the Kraken, 45% for the Stunners. Reception is noticeably better on the side of the Stunners at 77% and the Kraken at 53%. Now, what does that mean? It means the Kraken aren't passing super clean, but they're scoring all the same.
What immediately popped off the page for me is for the Kraken, Hidalgo's been awesome. 11 kills through the first 2 sets, hitting 61%, but has not been effective in serve reception, just passing at a 38% rate so far. Remember, that's not just aces, that's overall quality. Woo! We saved it! Look at us, we're heroes!
We saved the cameras.
Was that Nels or was that?
Yeah, that was Nels.
Josh Nels, who was responsible for keeping us on the air through most of the day, nearly knocked us off the air in our 4th set. So if we go to the camera shot right now, it is completely uneven. But as the camera was falling over, I reached out and grabbed someone.
Would you say you reached out and...
I reached out and grabbed someone.
Yeah,
I saved the camera, and then you saved the replay camera.
Got the replay camera.
Although it is crooked now.
Yeah,
it's not pointing
I'll
at the
line
10-foot
that up
line.
on the 3-meter.
No, Chas is fixing everything. I don't know. I mean,
we're getting it back together over here.
Mostly looking at me right now, and I'm not cute enough to only have the camera on me. We need Nick involved in the shot.
I think sometimes there's something to be said for having the best seats in the house, Ira. That we're up front, got our seat belts on, but sometimes you get the bad touch comes your way, or someone gets very, very aggressive on the pursuit. So
listen,
Josh Nell just wanted to say, hey.
He came over and took everything out. Listen, I am a former goalkeeper, so I'm used to saving things. As that is put down by Jarvis.
Just swats that one back and says, nah, sir, that's not going to be what's getting over the net today. Sends it back to Jenkinson.
I am a hero. I just saved thousands of dollars worth of equipment with my goaltender like a reflex. Better pass by Hidalgo. Patel swinging away. They go to Santiago, and he's able to plant that one. It's a little crooked, but it's all good. too tight by Martin. Nothing you can do if you're Jenkinson, and the Stunners have even at 5-5. Here's Patel, and that is stuffed onto the court. Weston Santiago with the rejection.
That's a big man block. Jair Santiago has spent some time with the Puerto Rican national team this past summer. Nick West played at University of Hawaii as well as UC Irvine. Huge block there.
That is too long, and no touch, and I think Matt Gaynor's immediately going over to head coach Jonathan Dackleson and saying, challenge it. And they're going to, I've never seen a player be so adamant about a touch as we do with
Nick West just said, yeah, I touched it. Nick West just walking away said, yeah, I touched it. So we'll get that call coming through here.
I love the honesty and the little gamesmanship.
Yeah, Nick West wanted to make sure he got the challenge, he just said, but he did admit he did touch that. And that's the point here, right? Touched balls there's no reason lying to your team or making them believe anything else. The reality is this is going to get called pretty quick. And so he just wants to make sure that his guys are staying dialed in, ready to go, and just treat it like it's any other point.
I tried to step around it. Yeah.
Josh, I said most of the day you're trying to keep us on the air, and now you're trying to knock us off. So as they continue to replay, as Nick West and Matt Gaynor, bit of gamesmanship from the middles, but it's entertaining to watch. But I'll tell you what, Matt was adamant the second that was called out, that they were challenging it. Just goes to show us the players know.
Oh, they know. Yeah, absolutely the case.
As the players retake the court, we're expecting a whistle here and expecting this to go back in the direction of Colorado, which, if this happens, will tie it at 6-6. Ah, well, surprise, surprise, there was a touch. And we're even at 6-6 here. That just becomes an extended timeout. Gaynor serves. Here's Joey Jarvis dropping that in front of Gaynor, who did a split.
Opens the angle up there. Great rip from number 7.
Here's Nick West to serve. Tell able to pass that one. They go. Darul, and he's able to put it away. And a side out back to Colorado. So they're hanging around here. 7-7. Trading points with the Stunners here in the third game.
Ooh, Jenkinson gets behind that one a bit and waffles that one long.
Here's Jair Santiago. Ooh, takes something off of that one. Over on one, and Beamer says, no, the door is shut. Don't try it.
Got a little bit of a late read on that one, but able to get up and get his hands over the net. Bounces it off the shoulder of Rowdy Martin.
Nine, 7, 2-point lead for the Stunners. Wait for the big toss from Jair. Martin runs that one down. Patel misses as long as there a touch. There is, per our line judge. And the Stunners got a piece of that to allow Patel to side it out. He will drop back to serve as he catches the touchdown pass from his bench. Got both feet in bounds, too. Jarvis is blocked back. He's there for the rebuttal, and it's dumped over by Santiago. Hidalgo down the line with authority.
A lot of good recoveries and resets there, but the discipline from the Kraken block proved to be too much, tying us at 9 apiece.
Shigekawa lays out for that one. Santiago nicely backed him up. Here's Hidalgo again. Nobody's tracking that one down.
Those deep, high hands, that's a tough one. You really want to see the defense staying deeper in the court, especially when you get a great double block like the Stunners had there.
Here's Jarvis. Rosa lays out. Nice set by Martin running it down. This time he goes to Jenkinson and a big Beamer stuff down alongside Jarvis. Shane doing his thing, and we are even at 10. Another backside by Martin and allows Jenkinson an open look. I should say Haskell. Was it Haskell?
It was Haskell there, yeah.
I got screened there, but either way, Haskell wants that one back. He had the whole 4 spot to aim at and shot it wide. As the Stunners look to build upon a lead here in the middle of the match. Jarvis, he took off from behind the 10-foot line and landed at the net. Simply incredible. Santiago, but Patel is there. And a net violation on Haskell on the attack.
Yep, good call there. Referees were not missing a beat with that one.
Two-point lead here for the Stunners. That time it's Jenkinson with a tip. Jarvis. And he feeds Nels for the winner. And a 3-point lead. We're going to see a substitution here for the Stunners. And here's Dylan Emery.
Dylan Emery, one of the longest standing players in the NVA. Dylan and I have been teammates back since its origins, and even prior to that in 2016, one of the most established players in the league, been on this OC Stunners roster back when it was the Blizzard, prior to a name change that occurred in 2019.
That's before I was around.
Yeah. Not a lot of people still around in the league from those days. That's not West Coast, one of the people involved there. Back at that time, owner Russ Holmes, owner Cynthia Buggs, and owner Vinny Rodriguez and myself were all the management team for the now OC Stunners. Vinny and Russ were the coach and head coach, assistant coach. I was the general manager. Cynthia Buggs was the, handled operations for the team. And then at the time when we added some new teams to the league, a bunch of those guys got the opportunity to open up their new teams, and Utah Stingers, Las Vegas Ramblers, and LA Blaze were born.
Good history lesson. from Professor England as Nick West able to put that away, and Jonathan Dackelson has seen enough as he calls timeout. His team has fallen behind 15-11. And, for Colorado, this is a critical point in this match. They had all the opportunities to run away with game one. The Stunners kind of gift-wrapped it to the Kraken at the end of that first set.
Yep.
And ever since then, it's been a very different-looking Stunner squad. This is more of what we wanted to see, what I wanted to see, since I was a little bit more vocal about my displeasure of how they were playing than you were.
Yeah. Again, I'm someone that I look at the personnel, I look at the roster, I look at what they have done in the past, and match that up with my expectations for the way that they'll progress. And there's an interesting difference, right? In one hand, you have where the rubber meets the road is the only reality that exists. What the team is doing now is all that really matters in a sense. And so I think you've hit the nail on the head of where their performance is at and versus where maybe expectations would land it. I'm someone that speaks a lot more from the where I think they will be by the end of the season.
So are you basically saying I have reached the get off my lawn state of my life?
No, I would say that you have reached the point of enlightenment that you have the most correct, league stats. But I'm very confident of if I had to predict what the end of the season looks like from playoffs right now, I think I might have a pretty good read on that.
I think the four of us should do mock brackets.
All right.
And share them before the fourth event.
For the final event?
After we get through this entire weekend,
all right,
and when we open the June event,
sure,
I'd like the four of us to kind of do a bracket of where we think everything's going to go.
Yeah.
Try to pick a winner.
All right, I'm
put that on the list.
Yeah, we'll add that one to the chalkboard. Bring that back here in 3 weeks' time as we're back here at event number 4.
Of course, it'll all be speculative because you still have event 4 and 5 to kind of weed out where you're going to be in the standings. So the way the playoffs work, folks, and Nick will obviously add to what I'm about to say. There's 4 divisions. You have the American, Coastal, and Central divisions. Oh my God, Joey Jarvis gonna hurt someone.
Reach out and hurt someone.
Oh my goodness. Oh. Joey Jarvis with dynamite. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the playoffs. Playoffs? Playoffs. You have the American Central and Coastal. You have the National Coastal and Central. That's 4 divisions. The winner of each division gets in. And then from each of the 2 conferences, the American and the National, the top 2 remaining teams, whether they're in the same division or not, will be your wild card teams for the postseason. So, in the case of somebody like I'll give you a great example, the Southern Exposure, who have had a trampled start. I think it's a good way to say their season has gone so far. Still ample time for them, maybe not to win the division. That's probably going to take a lot of, this will be challenged, by the way, on the court, whether there was a touch. But plenty of time for teams that have worked themselves out of winning a division to still work their way back into being a wild card team.
Yes. In the wild card, there are some squads, like we said, Seattle Sasquatch, Chicago Untouchables both playing tomorrow for the first time, and that's where it's really going to come down to an interesting moment in the season. After they finish their first match of the weekend, that will cross them over the halfway threshold, and that's where you've really got to have your affairs in order in terms of your overall score and your set count or your match counts, because the season's going to come to an end real quick if you're not ready. Some comments in the chat right now talking about the officiating crew. That's one of those interesting things when you create a league of this level and there's not already anything quite like it. You have the NCAA college division, finding refs that you can rely on to work with, to grow, and consistently call good matches. That's definitely one of the things that's of utmost concern for us. That's another one of the reasons that we add in things like the challenge system. It allows us to make sure that the call is consistent, the call is correct, and you got to see it in action right there.
So that's the point is reversed. Patel quickly sends it back Colorado's way. Much needed side out as this team was down 6
Wow, I mean, Rahul Patel struggles a bit in the serve receive there, but he bails himself out swinging through a triple block.
Here's Nick West swinging away. Martin there. Doggo just pops in the air. Not a good spot. They have to free ball it over. Chance for the Stunners to capitalize. Now Jenkinson swinging away, and that is scooped back over. Fourth chance. Oh, Jarvis again, and Patel won't get there. Joey Jarvis with a big swing, and the Stunners are now running away with this third set, leading 19-13. So here's Josh Nels. We don't pay him nearly enough for all that he does. And that is stuffed down by Dylan Emery and Nick West. Chance for them to team up for the highlight play. And a 7-point advantage for the Stunners. Make it 8 as Nick West shuts the door.
Right there, showcasing why he is the #1 rated blocking middle in the NVA. Certainly an authoritative move right there, and it's worth noting when Dylan Emery entered the court, there was a 3-point lead for the Stunners. Since then, they have opened this up to an 8-point lead.
So he has a +5 ratio, pretty solid for the veteran player. Emery swinging away. Martin and Rosa able to track it down after the dig from Martin. They're gonna go outside to Joey Jarvis, and he misses wide. By the way, the substitution for the Kraken, we see Trenton Lance making his first appearance in this match, the youngest player in the NVA. Comes in for Rahul Patel, who been up and down in this one. They just want to get another look on the pin.
Gaynor looks like he might have hurt his ankle there, and Colorado Kraken with actually with no subs right now means that they would enter an interesting situation that I'm not too familiar with.
That is blocked back, and however, they're into the net. And this will be a side out for the Stunners. So basically, if somebody gets hurt, would they play a man down, is what you're saying?
No, it actually, there goes to rules that I am actually just not aware of in terms of how you compete at that point. I really don't know, and I don't want to surmise because I just frankly don't know what they are. Since you have a libero and you can't since a player has been subbed in for someone else, they're only sub with Trenton Lance. I don't know if you're then able, if someone is deemed ineligible to continue competing, I don't know if then you can sub someone back in for them, or I don't know how that works.
Maybe your libero becomes front row eligible.
No, but you might even just have to forfeit the set and move on to the next one or something because you can't, I don't know what it is. So
well, Nick West gets another ace, and the Stunners are running away here. Emery, Alvaro Hidalgo, and Martin both get pieces of that one, but it's too little, too late, because Shane Beamer doing a dance as he puts that one into the court, and the Stunners now have 10 set points.
That's as many chances as one could ever hope to give themselves to finish this one off.
I feel like we're going to game 4 with the Stunners up 2-1. But not yet, because West misses long here. That's a good chance, though. Good moment to be a little bit more aggressive with your serve. Why not take some chances? Set point number 2, here's Jenkinson. Jarvis, that one's blocked back. Second chance, this time the lefty. Emery ends it. And the Stunners with the rout here in game 3, 25-15. They now have a 2-1 lead in our match. The Stunners will look to complete this in 4 sets. When we return to the Pierce Sports Center, come back to see how we end. Living on a prayer. Oh, we're back here courtside here in San Bernardino. Ira Thor alongside Nick England. Karaoke hour is over. And for the Kraken, well, this match is going to be over pretty soon if they don't figure this out now after winning game 1. Weren't as competitive in game 2, and then completely this was a stunner third set. The Kraken were never in it.
Yeah, the big thing to notice there is that there's really just a disparity in experience right now. If you look out on the court, the majority of the players over on the side of the Stunners, they've played professionally overseas, and they're even still missing a bunch of their guys. You see Josh Nels out there, but you're not seeing the likes of Corey Chavers. They're going to have Josh Eisenberg fresh off of a win over in Israel this season, playing for Tel Aviv, and a variety of other very, very capable athletes. Jair Santiago trying to stretch his leg out right now.
Looks like he has a compression sleeve on his leg. We know Matt Gaynor was a little banged up in that third set. To find out more about their health and more details about them continuing the match, here's Noah Chast with some updates.
Well, big kill to start out this set. But yeah, Matt Gaynor, you can see he was stretching it out and he was limping, but he's playing through it because, like you said, the Kraken really don't have any other options. In terms of Jair Santiago, he was getting stretched out by the trainer. Told the Kraken bench, I'm out, I'm done. But I went over and talked to him, and he says it's just a cramp in his right hamstring, and he'll be fine, and he's back there on the court. But you can see he is wincing a little bit and stretching as he's standing there, so something to keep a close eye on.
What's very Tom Brady-like for Jair Santiago, retiring and then coming right back out of retirement? As the Stunners will send Josh Nels behind the service line. And now it was a good set there by Martin. Allowed Matt Gaynor, injury or not, to just do his flick of the wrist. You made a great observation earlier that he doesn't run a typical bombs away middle like like a Matt Seifer for New Jersey, or Russ Holmes, or any of you, or Nick West, quite frankly.
Or Nick West.
But Gaynor makes a lot out of a little sometimes, and it's actually quite refreshing to watch.
It really is, but man, I got to give a shout out to my guy, Dylan Shigikawa. That was a massive serve from Alvaro Hidalgo, and Shigikawa in white dimed that pass, giving Nick West an opportunity to just hammer that ball. Love to see the libero involvement.
Trenton Lance draws Santiago into the net. He gives the official a little look like, I did what? That was not a impression of Jair, by the way. That was just really bad impersonation of anybody by me.
I think it was pretty accurate, based on reading his body language. If you give it the Ira Thor impression there. Shane Beamer swinging deep back into zone 1, though, right there. After the 2020-2021 season, he was the top scoring most valuable middle in Denmark, before returning and staying home and not returning to overseas, although he had plenty of offers of players wanting to pursue the UCSD Triton.
And that is an ace for the Stunners as they take the 4-3 lead. As Jair Santiago, what cramps?
Yeah, not feeling any of it there. Getting right back on the pony and hammers that serve.
I mean, if I had cramps, I would probably stay away from all kinds of equine. Horses, donkeys, ponies.
Everything of the like.
Yeah.
Perfect pass there from Rosa.
Santiago runs that one down after the tip from Hidalgo. And two on the block here is Jenkinson for the side out for Colorado.
Jenkinson, English, we have a variety of nationalities represented here. You've got Alvaro Hidalgo from Peru. You've got Liam Jenkinson from England. You've got Joey Jarvis, the Canadian. You've got 3 or 4 3 Puerto Ricans on the court. A variety of guys from a variety of backgrounds all getting after it. I love how much diversity we have in the NVA. We were joined today. We got one of our first Colombians with the Colombian national team. We've had guys from the Chinese national
yet,
team.
But he will soon.
What?
Hasn't had a chance to see the court yet, but he will soon for the Freedom. You got me from Jersey. That's basically another country. As Ramirez able to find the spot on the court. Useful spot there for Randy Ramirez. Sides out for Joey Jarvis.
That one-handed back dump, plenty of style.
The one-handed ollie. As Jarvis serves away. Little behind Haskell's able to tip that over. Here's Santiago swinging down the line. Rosa did a fine job of keeping that alive. Santiago again. Rosa reads it. And terminated by Haskell. Jonathan Dackelson quickly calling over his team for some instruction. I think they were saying that the Stunners were into the net and nothing was called, but gotta keep playing through it.
I thought it was that Jair had gone quite under the net, however, not impacting play. Just a discretion call there from our refereeing team and let the play continue.
Here's Trenton Lance. He's short. He's Springfield, Missouri native.
Doing his best to warm up as fast as possible, coming in cold here.
That's so difficult to do. Literally the only sub on the bench, and came in and immediately had his number called. Here's Shane Beamer. Burbank, California. And he misses just long.
Oh, read that dump very well, was Hidalgo.
And a solo stuff by the man with the hairdo. Rowdy Martin. Second time today he has done that.
That was ridiculous. He was so over the net to just swat that back down. That was impressive.
Jarvis running that one down is Haskell. Reach out and stuff someone. Nick West and Randy Ramirez. The big block.
Best middle blocker.
Lead. Now they trail actually. It's 8-7.
Yeah.
We've gone back and forth here. Don't look at the scoreboard for 1 second, and it has literally gone back and forth. And Kraken got to win the set, or they're going to fall back below 500, but not looking good right now is West and Santiago team for the block, and if those two get heated up, good night, the net's going to be closed. There's Ramirez to serve. 8-all as Nels uncorks on the free ball. You don't give an over ball at this level without expecting it to come back in your lap.
Yeah. Put the helmet on, step in, and get ready.
That pass by Lance is off. It's run down, however, by Hidalgo, and Trenton swings away. Free ball, and Martin is collected, though, by Jarvis, and the Kraken are bailed out. Matt Gaynor thought that he missed it, and he did, but that drew the Stunners into the net, and a reprieve for the Kraken. Had their sentence thrown out. And here's Rowdy Martin to serve. And he lands the ace. Shigekawa had come in for what looked like it was going to be a short serve, but no. Very back line for the Sean O'Malley look-alike. I guess he needs cornrows, though. He's missing that part as Nick West buries it.
Nick West, someone that spent a lot of time playing professionally overseas. Very seasoned middle blocker, one of the best the U.S. has to offer.
He'll be 31 years old this October. Doggo with an answer. Again, both these teams are 2-2 on the year. The Stunners in the National Coastal Conference. The Kraken with the American Central Conference. Stunners in that National Coastal. That's a tough league to be in there with both the Freedom and the Tyrants. I think it's safe to say that is one of the divisions where everybody's making the playoffs. One of the conferences, I should say. The other team, by the way, with the Freedom and the Stunners in the National Coastal Division, third team in there is the Seattle Sasquatch. And, unless they figure things out very quickly, not likely that they're going to be part of the postseason. They're 0-4 tomorrow. They'll take on Chicago Untouchables, who are also 0-4 right now. Surprising that they're 0-4 right now.
Yeah, definitely a tough spot. I think that when you talk about expectations, Chicago is a team that I did not expect to see them in that spot where they are now. But
what's interesting, though, is that the Untouchables are 0-4, but they actually have points because they've gone to 5 sets, 3 of their 4 matches.
Yeah. 13-11 lead. Nick West with the aggressive jump serve, someone that's able to continue putting long runs together if you don't get behind this ball early.
Rosa up for the task. That sets down the line, free ball, and down goes Jenkinson with the kill.
Nick West with a little one-handed scoop, playing some middle defense. But Jenkinson with a very disciplined move right there.
They go to Jarvis. Rowdy had started early, off balance, the ball frees over right into the wheel basket of Jair Santiago, just utterly puts it down. If the Stunners win this match, our man of the match is most certainly going to be Nick West. When you look at his overall numbers and impact in this match, he's accounted for 14 points so far, but that is spread evenly between 6 kills, 4 aces, and been part of 10 total blocks.
Yeah.
That is left short. Now, Santiago's actually had the most points overall with 17, but Nick West has made the most impact so far on either side.
He has absolutely controlled the speed of the game. I couldn't agree with you more. Joey Jarvis having a very steady performance for sure, though.
That's his 11th kill, and that matches Santiago for a team high. Hidalgo leads everybody so far with 15 kills. Gainer actually is in double figures, by the way. He's reached 10, very quietly. Rowdy Martin, Beamer reached out with a paw, and this will be free balled over. Run down again by the Stunners, and getting the touch is Nels. And we reach our technical timeout here in our 4th set. The Stunners on their way to a 4-1 win if they can hold it, leading 16-13. More coming up. As you're back to action, Jarvis with the serve. This is blocked back, and it's falling in as Beamer and Nels push the lead to 4. And that is too long by Haskell. Now the Kraken starting to feel some pain, as this is going to be a difficult hill to climb back from. I know a lot about climbing hills after my adventures yesterday.
Yep, all over the back, the outback of Arizona.
I like exploring. But man, are my thighs tired. It's actually been nice to sit here for what will now be 9 sets that I've broadcast today, because it gives my aching 45-year-old quads a break here. Some of us aren't as young and spry as Nick England.
Nick England's knees don't feel so young and spry these days, my friend.
But you're one of the leading scorers in the league by games at least. If we break it down game by game?
I don't think that the score contributions was ever what was impressive. I'll go with the passing percentages was pretty solid.
Is that what you're most proud of, the passing?
Yeah, I'll take that one. Serving pressure was good.
I thought your dives out of bounds were pretty exceptional.
Yeah, I'm more of a verbal cheerleader out there. I keep the rest of the guys going, let them really embrace their game and exemplify why they should be in the league. And then I promptly exit stage left and return to the mic.
I mean, if Brandon Rattray ever has, in-match illness, I think you're a quality substitution.
Luckily, as the manager for that squad and vice president, I have recruited more than enough players that I don't have to make my return to the black and gold ever again.
Well, Nick, you're the MVE, the most valuable England of the league.
And for now, the only England.
Well, I mean, what about poor Jenkinson? Doesn't he get any credit?
He's not in England. He is of England. Technically, I'm German.
We've got to rename you. Now, the lead is still 4. Is it 4? Checking to make sure that's correct. All of our ducks are in a row. 4-point lead. As Rowdy Martin serving away. That one is put down. Rosa, that's saved by Hidalgo and sent over by Lance. Great defensive play by Colorado, but there's only so many times you're going to be able to contain this attack. And Santiago dropping a bomb. 21-16. And they are going to make a substitution here, and going to bring in Raul Patel. Is he going to play middle? He's playing middle because Gaynor is, I guess, just
unable to.
Yeah, he's just too banged up, can't continue. And Hidalgo. They're saying it missed wide. I think Hidalgo believes there was a touch.
I didn't see a touch from where I sit.
And Colorado's not going to challenge it. Will serve away, 22-16. Hidalgo blocked back by Jarvis. And without a true middle here, we'll see if Patel gets involved. Oh, he does! His number is called, and he rings the bell. 5'11" middles are special. Santiago, that's Hidalgo with the leaping dig. And Jenkinson run down by Shigakawa, but couldn't make clean contact. He wasn't sure where the bench was.
He had that. If there was no bench and he could just run, he was definitely there. That was a great hustle effort from him.
There's also points in time where you have to live to see another point.
Yeah. And his level, his knees are at a level that mine would not be. That he's making some unfun contact with those chairs as he heads that way.
Yeah, it's either a knee or whatever's left of a shin, and neither are satisfactory to continue playing this weekend. Here's Nick West. He has been ripping it from behind the line, and he will try to push the Stunners over the finish line. They lead 23-18, and after losing game number 1, 28-16, or 28-16, that would be an impossible score except in football. 28-26, they've won the next two, 18 and 15. And Patel will now drop back to serve. Shane Beamer, Doggo with the touch. Here's Trenton Lance, cross court for the winner. So now the Kraken within 3, not going away lightly, 23-20. They go to Joey Jarvis and nearly decapitates Patel.
Yeah, that's a big swing.
And we have 4 match points for the OC Stunners, and it'll be Jair Santiago looking to close us out. He was part of 10 blocking points, but he had 4 himself. And Randy Ramirez with the ollie to end it, dumping it down, and the Stunners win game 4, 25-20. And after a shaky opening set, pretty dominant from there on out, winning 18, 15, and 20 as they improved to 3-2 on the year. The Kraken, they fall back below 500 at 2-3. Definitely showed us something in that first game, Nick, but ultimately the Stunners just too many experienced weapons.
Yeah, and that's the name of the game, right? You look at the top side of the league, and you look at the Stunners, the Ramblers, the Tyrants, Freedom. You just start looking across those positions, and you just see so many weapons, and finding a way to answer back to all of that is difficult at its very best. So seeing the Colorado Kraken with a very small roster making an appearance and battling the way they did all weekend long was certainly quite impressive, and a lot of props for the way they played that game. They've still got one more match this weekend. They're going to be taking on Las Vegas Ramblers, so it's certainly not an easy task for them this weekend. But
yeah, and for the Stunners, obviously, the 2 losses they've had this year are losses that there's nothing to be ashamed of, obviously.
Right.
Losing to the Texas Tyrants and New Jersey Freedom, 2 teams that just played the only unbeaten match in the league. Nick West was a huge part of this victory today. Did a little bit of everything, 7 kills, 4 aces, was actually part of 5 official blocks, contributed to 10 total block points. And he's unquestionably our man of the match. He'll be on the sideline with Noah Chast. Noah?
Yeah, Ira, our man of the match, Nick West. Nick, you came into this leading the league with blocks. You added a couple more and 10 total blocks. I mean, do you have magnets in your hands? I mean, how are you able to take care of anything that's over the plane of the net?
First of all, I was not aware that it was 10. That's a nice round number. I believe that might be the most in my career. But that's just a credit to like how good our servers are, man. Like we kept really good pressure on them and made it easy to read. And my pin blockers did a good job of setting it up. And the rest was kind of, rest took care of itself.
Your coach and our good colleague, Matt Prosser, was not happy after that first set. But the sets remaining, he said we need to take care of business. How were you guys able to do that?
I mean, we just had to dig deep and kind of, figure it out. We definitely laid an egg there in the first set. And it's upon every individual to kind of figure out, what they need to do to reset, contribute to the group again. And everyone did that in their own way, and it worked out and got a big 3 points at the end of it.
You guys moved back into the above 500 win column. How does this feel moving on to the rest of the weekend?
Feels great, and ready to take it to the game on Monday. Ready to go.
Are you the best blocker in the league?
It's all about hard work and dedication and 110%. And quick shout out to my mom and dad and my aunt and uncle. Hey, guys.
What a very smart political answer right there. Nick West, your man of the match for our last match of day one of event 3. Nick and Ira, close it out for us.
Not only is he our man of the match, he has a political future if he wants one. Is Nick West the best blocker in the NVA right now? I think the answer is unquestionably yes. He was very coy with his answer, not wanting to take too much credit for what he does so well, and that is make the lives of attackers miserable.
It certainly is the case. At the end of that, he gave a quick shout out to some family at home. I want to give a couple quick shout outs on his behalf. In his free time, he actually owns a custom skateboard making company called Glow Skate. They're glow in the dark, custom made wood skateboards that he gets made for customers. So GLO Skate on Instagram, go check him out, support him, and see what our guys do off the court. Also, he's someone that actually creates a lot of content for the NVA. He just made a little skit about our challenge system, kind of making fun of the whole process, as well as providing a lot of insight as to what actually goes into the challenge system here in the league. So if you want to learn a little bit more about what goes on for the NVA, as well as see him more as a personality, because that guy is a ton of fun. Make sure to check out NVA USA on Instagram, YouTube, and all other major social media platforms, because he is directly contributing to league content, and it's so fun to see.
Yeah, if there's one guy in the league that is a must-watch all the time, it's Nick West. And if you want to see Nick again, well, his team is off tomorrow. The Kraken also have a bye tomorrow, and they will close out this Memorial Day weekend's third event of the year on Monday, May 30th, 6 p.m., when it'll be a true battle of Southern California as the OC Sunners take on the LA Blaze to close this out. The Kraken are back in action. They got another tough one in front of them as they'll take on the Las Vegas Ramblers also on Monday. That will be 3 p.m. But now let's take a look at tomorrow's action. 4 matches on tap tomorrow, and we'll start the morning with our pregame show beginning probably about 15 minutes before the first serve of the day. That first serve going to be a good match as you have the Utah Stingers against the New Jersey Freedom. That's at 9 a.m. 12 p.m. will be the Texas Tyrants and the Inland Empire Matadors. Southern Exposure will look to right the ship at 3 p.m. when they take on the Dallas Tornadoes. And then we will close out day number 2 tomorrow. Somebody's got to win eventually. Seattle Sasquatch looking for their first ever win. The Chicago Untouchables, they've gone to 5 3 times this year. Will they finally pick up a W? We'll find out tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific. All times, I said, Pacific time, so adjust to your current time zone. And that'll do it here from the Pierce Sports Center. Day 1 is in the books for our third event of the 2022 season. For our entire hardworking crew, including our sideline reporter Noah Chest, my partner Nick England, and we can't forget Matt Prosser, who, well, he was coaching this one, but he's a big part of what we do. I'm Ira Thor. We'll talk to you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Until then, be well, everybody.
Yeah.